जय राधा माधव जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी जय हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमन हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्तवृंद की नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रज भूमि वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा माई की यमुना माई की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी महारानी की समेत गौर भक्त वृंद की ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल डिवोटीज। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनाभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले सोऽयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सहगजातान् सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं सागद्वैतं सागदूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपाहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवम् Hare Krishna. Today we will discuss about the Prabhupada Leela Amrit. The nectar of Prabhupada Leela is that anyone of any age group, if he will hear the pastime of Srila Prabhupada or any Acharya, he will relish the entire benefit that he get by hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, by hearing Srimad Bhagavad Gita or any Shastra. Because hearing the legacy of any Acharya, like Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, or previous Acharya like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pad, Srila Jeev Goswami Pad, Srila Sanatan Goswami Pad, or top Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, in the line of Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is the topmost thing. Because if we hear the pastime of Srila Prabhupada or any Acharya, we can directly feel how they are surrendered towards his spiritual master and how they are elevated in their consciousness. That shows by their pastime, their activities, their teachings, and everything. They mold their life in that by even their sleep, even by their physical activity like they are walking or they are talking, even they are taking prasadam or doing any kind of bodily activity. Still, they are giving some messages that exhibited by Srila Prabhupada. Even their morning walk talk is recorded, the talk of letters, talk of everything, whichever thing is there regarding Srila Prabhupada, everything is recorded, and devotees even nowadays get benefited. Even they are getting benefited nowadays. So, Srila Satsvarup Das Goswami Maharaj, the disciple of Srila Prabhupada, compiled his biography in 6 parts. In that, the first part, that is Srila Prabhupada Leela Amrit Volume 1, where Srila Prabhupada started the movement, his initial life and everything, his childhood pastime, how he took the sannyas, everything that we have discussed. And now in this part, the last chapter is the dream comes true. Means how Srila Prabhupada went to America, and before going America, how he was publishing his first volume, or we can say the first canto, which having the 3 volumes, has how he published that katha is going on. So, page number 316, we are reading the path of fruitive activities, that is to say, the path of earn money and enjoy life, as it is going on generally, appears to have become also our profession, although we have renounced the order, the whole world life. They see that we are moving in the cities, in the government offices, bank and other business places for the promoting the publication of Srimad Bhagavatam. They also see that we are moving in the press, paper market and amongst the bookbinders, also away from our residence of Sri Vrindavan at Vrindavan, and thus they conclude sometimes mistakenly that we are also doing the same business in the dress of mendicant. Beautiful message. Sometime when devotee distributing books, or they are doing like many devotees are giving services in the shops, many devotees are giving services in the construction of building. So people judging, oh, you are like same, like we are the householder and we are doing everything for making well for our house, and you are doing the same. You are earning money, like we have shops, so there is lot of earning. But difference that whatever devotees do, they are doing for well-being of, for the benefit of the temple, benefit of the Krishna. Means he was doing just for pleasure of Krishna. Means every time those who are distributing books, what they were thinking? They are thinking, oh, I am distributing this knowledge to that people because they are poor people. Poor means poor in ignorance. If they will understand anything, even a tinge of light of this Bhagavad or Srimad Bhagavad Gita, if they will understand, they will liberate from this material world, the clutch of material world, and they will get the mercy of acharyas. So this is the mood of every devotee. So at least by seeing the first page of Bhagavad Gita, at least reading one shloka, they will get immense benefit. So that's the mood when people are doing activity. So means if someone is thinking, I am doing this for pleasure of Srila Prabhupada, pleasure of acharyas, or pleasure of Radha Krishna, or pleasure of a beloved any deity, means we are getting benefit. Means benefit of spiritual things, same time we are not entangled in material things. We will not entangled in the material cage of this world. Why? Because we are not enjoying the fruit of our karma. Everyone in this material world, whatever they do, what they want to do, they are doing for enjoying the fruit of material activity. Someone is like doing job for what? To getting money. Somebody is getting married for what? To getting good children, to maintain a good household life. That's the agenda. So means whatever activity a material person do, they want to enjoy their fruitive activity. But a devotee is entirely different. They are doing whatever they are doing. Even they are procreating child. The great sages, they are procreating child. Like Parashar, he gave birth to Vyasadeva. But this is also like service. Vyasadeva gave birth to Sukdev Goswami. But this is also like service. Why? By doing this, they are enhancing the hierarchy of knowledge. This is not like material thing. So, whatever we are doing, if this is in the line of connection of Acharya, if it is not for our sense gratification, this is divine service. So, same time, the Prabhupada is doing for printing the Srimad Bhagavatam. He is going many times to Delhi and he is collecting funds, he is raising funds, same time printing, seeing the printers, because nowadays we have the immense facility. We need not to go to every time to the printer. We can just check on the mail, check on the everything. But 50 years back or 60 years back, there was no such facility. You have to be there at printer to see what's going on. Whether they are printing nicely or something wrong is there, then you can correct it. Recently we have published one book like Govardhan Leela. So we have seen how much thing you have to think for printing a book. Like giving lecture or discourse is little easy, very easy. But to print a good book, it's very difficult, because this takes so much time and so much energy, and same time it's keep for so many time. It's remain for a long time. So Prabhupada is going every time to Delhi to print his second volume. First volume has printed, but second volume is still in wait. So he is saying, but actually there is a gulf of difference between the two kinds of activities. This is not a business of maintaining an establishment of material enjoyment. On the contrary, it is an humble attempt to broadcast the glories of Lord at a time when the people need it very badly. So that was the agenda of Srila Prabhupada. We have to give knowledge to the people when they required. So because people, Prabhupada and all previous acharyas, they have written the transcendental knowledge in simple languages. So when they have written, so now we can enjoy it. We can release the pastime of Sri Krishna, as Prabhupada had written the Sri Krishna book. We can release the Siddhant of Srimad Bhagavatam and teachings of Kapila, Queen Kunti, and everything that is presented by Srila Prabhupada. So this is like mercy of Acharya they have given through their writings. They are all writings. And we went on to describe how in the former days, even 50 years ago, well-to-do members of society had commissioned Panditas to print or handwrite the Bhagavatam and then distribute the copies amongst the devotee and the general people. But times had changed. At the present moment, the times is so changed that we had to request one of the biggest industrialists of India to purchase 100 copies and distribute them, but the poor fellow expressed his inability. We wish that somebody may come forward to pay for the actual cost of publication of this Srimad Bhagavatam and let them be distributed free to all the leading gentlemen of the world. But nobody is so prepared to do this social uplifting work. On that time when Prabhupada was in Vrindavan, this is the story till 64, you can say till 65, means till in the first part from birth of Srila Prabhupada till means 77, yeah. He got birth in something 96. So he was doing everything. On one hand, he was staying at Radha Damodar Mandir. Every day for printing his Srimad Bhagavatam, first part and second part, he is going to Delhi, seeing thing how is happening. He is contacting, means first he is printing the books, and after printing, he was totally engaged to distributing it himself, because there was no one for with him. So single-handedly he is approaching to the publisher. If they are interested, so okay. If they are not interested, he is approaching to the shopkeepers. I had the one Jain person was there, and he was quite helpful to Srila Prabhupada distributing his books. And he is also approaching to the industrialist. He is also approaching to the big politician to distribute his books, because Prabhupada knows if the libraries, the big persons having his book, especially the Srimad Bhagavatam, they will get benefit and their life will be changed. So that's why the Prabhupada is taking all problem. He was deliberately, he is taking the all discomfort to distribute this divine knowledge. So this is the main thing. If even a one person is converting means he is changing his heart towards the pure devotional service, this is the great effect. Means this is the greatest achievement of the whole society. Even the one person is changing his heart toward Krishna, toward Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and taking this message seriously, he will really get changed. So that's the thing. So Prabhupada is doing the same. Every time he is going from Vrindavan to Delhi, the Chippywada place. After the Chippywada society, he gave one place still with the ISKCON people. They have owned that property in Chippywada where Prabhupada used to stay at Radha Vallabh Mandir. That mandir is now ISKCON is undertaking, and all ISKCON society is serving at that temple. So again, the Prabhupada is asking to Ministry of India even to print their book and distribute their books to all legendary, all sophisticated library of all India. That was the mood of Prabhupada, because the 50 years back there was culture of reading. There was no mobile, no internet. The people used to get knowledge through books. Those who want to spread their knowledge, either they print through the newspaper or magazine or books. There was only 3 media. So before, the Prabhupada was writing and he was distributing his magazines, the Back to Godhead magazines, everyone knows. But when he went to Delhi and someone suggested him, "Oh Swamiji, if you are distributing like this tabloid is a small newspaper, so this tabloid will not remain for a long time. It will last only for a few weeks. People use it and it will use forever as a wrapper. So why don't you print your books in a hard case, a very gentle book?" Then Prabhupada realized, yes, that person is not saying, my Guru Maharaj is directing me through that person. And then Prabhupada realized, now I have to write some tangible thing. Now he started writing Srimad Bhagavatam. Even before Bhagavad Gita, he started to write Srimad Bhagavatam, because he know the Bhagavatam is topmost thing in our society. Even our acharyas, the all Gaudiya Vaishnava acharyas, they have written many commentaries even only on Srimad Bhagavatam. Like our Jiva Goswami, he has written one commentary on Srimad, first commentary, the Sri Kram Sandarbha Deepika. Second, Brahat Kram Sandarbha on the same Srimad Bhagavatam. Then on the 10th canto, he has written the Jiva Goswami Pad, the Vaishno Toshni, third. Then Sat Sandarbha. There are 6 books like Tattva Sandarbha, Bhagavat Sandarbha, Priti Sandarbha, Krishna Sandarbha. So like there are 6 Sandarbhas, which is the whole light of Srimad Bhagavatam. Means by reading that Sandarbhas, people get connect where is what in Srimad Bhagavatam. Then in the last, the 5th, he has written the topmost tika, Sarva Sambhadini Tika, which is very highly scholarly written. Only few can understand that. But he has represented that only on the basis of Srimad Bhagavatam. The same mood the Prabhupada was carrying. Before going to America, he has inspired by Lord himself, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you have to write Srimad Bhagavatam, the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam, because this is the topmost thing and it is utterly required. It is mandatory for the all general mass of people to elevate their consciousness. Otherwise, everyone will be spoiled in this material world. So that is the mercy of acharyas they have given through this and their writing. Ahead, after thanking the Ministry of Education and the Director of Education for distributing copying to institutions and libraries, Bhaktivedanta Swami again stated his predicament before his reading public. The problem is that we must get some money for completing the work, which is admittedly a mighty project. The sales proceeds are being employed in the promotional work and not in the sense gratification. Herein lies that the difference between the fruitive activities. And for all this, we have to approach everyone concerned just like a businessman. There is no harm to become a businessman if it is done on account of the Lord, as much as there was no harm to become a violent warrior like Arjun or Hanumanji, if such belligerent activities are executed to satisfy the desire of Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord. So that's the thing. Even the Arjuna is killing so many warriors. But for what? For the pleasure of Krishna, not for himself. Because he was renunciating at a time of war. When the war was taking place, he wanted to renounce everything. But Krishna told, Karishye vachanam tavaha. Which Krishna instructed him. Then Arjuna said, O Lord, I will do whatever you are saying. Lord is saying, Ma manusmar yuddhacha. Same time you will smile me, you will think of me, you should think of me, and same time perform your activity. Do the war. That's the thing. So Arjun is doing the same. Same time the Hanumanji is also doing the same. Hanumanji he burned all Lanka. If you go for Dharma Shastra, if you will see, if you are burning a hut or burning a people, how big punishment is there, and for how many years you have to live in the Narak. But Hanumanji doesn't get any benefit. He is not affected by this karma thing. Why? Because his intention was to please Sri Ram. Lord Ramchandra, he wanted to please Lord Ramchandra by his activity. So he was burning the whole Lanka. He burned all Lanka. But he didn't get affected. So that's the thing. If person is doing any activity for the pleasure of Lord, he will not be affected by any karma. So that's why the Prabhupada is himself collecting money, going to Delhi for printing books, collecting books, distributing books. So that much hard work he himself was doing. For what? For money? No. He was doing for pleasure of Guru Parampara, pleasure of Lordship. He want to spread this transcendental knowledge to the poor, unintelligent men. Or you can say, they're ignorant people. He want to enlighten the ignorant people. That's his most. So until one is empowered, or you can say, he had the good intention to recover the consciousness of ignorant people, he cannot do the good activity. Because there may be the tinge of ignorance, there may be tinge of ahankar of self-aggrandizement. I have to establish myself. Sometimes the people have this kind of ego. But Prabhupada doesn't have this ego. Otherwise, he could name this society with his name. But he doesn't name this society with his name. Like you can see the all society, like there is Kripalu Prasad. They have given their name on the founder Acharya. There are many things, like Osho thing. So he has given everything on his name. Like Maharshi Yogi, he has given so much thing, and still his institution is going on. But that is knowing by his name. But Prabhupada has given this institution on the name of Krishna, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. There's no his name. So that's his mood. He wants to purely give to the credit to his guru, to the Acharya, or to the Lord. He was not in the mood of self-aggrandizement or taking that credit for himself. No. In future the people will remain me. But Lord is so merciful, even he doesn't want, but Lord is giving every credit to him. There is still the 800 centers we have. In all over the world we have more than 800 centers. And every center have his photo, his vigraha. Every day we are doing his puja. So that's the mood. Prabhupada doesn't want anything, but Lord is empowering the people. Lord is like enlightening the people to do his glorification. So that's the reciprocation. Ahead. So even though we are not in the Himalayas, even though we talk of business, even though we deal in the rupees and paisa, it's still simply because we are 100% servant of Lord and are engaged in the service of broadcasting the message of His glories. Certainly we shall transcend and get through the invincible impasse of Maya and reach the effulgent kingdom of God, to render Him face to face eternal service in full bliss and knowledge. We are confident of factual position, and we may also assure to our numerous readers that they will also achieve the same result simply by hearing the glories of Lord. So that's the mood. If someone is just hearing the glories of Lord and meditating on that glory, he will definitely going to back to Godhead, because this is the topmost thing. People may not realize this thing. The process of going back to Godhead, process going to the abode of Lord, is so easy. But people are thinking, if you are doing so big yajna, tons of ghee are pouring in it, then we can have something. By chanting Hare Krishna, what will happen? People usually think that, but no. In Kali Yuga, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra Sankirtan and the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra and hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing the glories of Acharya, by doing this only, people can easily go to the back to Godhead. They can go to the Supreme Lord and serving through Him. Because this is powerful tool. This is the topmost powerful tool for going back, going to abode of Supreme Lord. Now Prabhupada is getting their copies of second volume. Like the first canto was having 3 volumes. Even still you can see in the Prabhupada house, there are the first canto that is printed in the 3 volume. On the receipt of the first copies of second volume, another 400 pages, cloth bound, brick colored Srimad Bhagavatam with the same dust jacket as the volume 1. Bhaktivedanta Swami made the round of his instructions, scholars, politicians and booksellers. One Delhi bookseller, Dr. Mohanlal Jain, had particular success in selling the volumes. So means now Prabhupada having the 2 volumes only. The first canto has to be, it must have the 3 volumes. But successively he is printing. The first he has printed, second just releasing. So every time he is going to, Prabhupada himself going to Mohanlal Jain and asking him what happening, how you are distributing the books, how is the progress, if anything you require, please let me know. Because even the contacting of phone was very difficult on that time. You can contact, but it was so expensive, not easy. So Prabhupada personally going to him, and Mohanlal Jain, he is dictating how he is realizing how he had talked with the Srila Prabhupada. He would come to me for selling his books. This is Mohanlal Jain is saying. He would come often, and he used to chat with me for 1 or 2 hours. He had no other business except selling his books as much as possible. We would discuss the difficulties he was having and also many other things, yoga, Vedanta and other religious aspects of life. His problem was distributing his work because it was a big publication. He had planned to publish it in many volumes. Naturally, I told him it was not possible for any individual bookseller or publisher there to publish it and invest money it in. Because if someone has some writing he has to publish, he needs some publisher. So publisher invest, and he also means earn lot of money. The publisher is the main person who earn the money. Just for writers they give the royalty. That's the thing. Sometime 10%, 15%, 20%, 25% as their agreement is there. So when Prabhupada was writing, Prabhupada was looking for publication house, but no one was interested in Srimad Bhagavatam on that time. They are only interested in business thing and mundane books. But Prabhupada was getting somehow the donation and using that all donation for printing books, and he is giving these all printed books in free, because he already get donation for the books, and for all big places, to the ministry, to the library, to the people who are in need but they are poor, to all of them he is distributing single-handedly the free. That is written here. So Mr. Jain is saying, so that was a little bit of a disappointment of him because he could not bring out more volumes. Prabhupada wanted to publish his volumes as soon as possible, but he was not getting his fund. So that was the problem. But my sales were good because this was the best translation. So Mr. Jain is saying the books sales of Prabhupada books was very nice. Why? Because his translation, Sanskrit text with the English translation was so good. No other such edition was available. On that time, even still, Srimad Bhagavatam in English version no has written. Only the Srila Prabhupada books are available as per, if someone want to read in English language, especially the Srimad Bhagavatam, only the Prabhupada books are available. No one, the BBT is providing that. So he is saying no other edition was available. I sold about 150 to 200 copies in about 2 or 3 years. The price was very little, only 16 rupees. On that time, the 16 rupees, the sale price. He had published his reviews, and he had a good sell, a good market. The price was reasonable, and he was not interested in making money out of it. That was the Prabhupada mood. He was printing books only to distributing knowledge, transcendental knowledge. He was not into the earning money out of it. He was printing in English for the foreigners. He had a good command of Sanskrit as well as English. When we meet, we would speak in English, and his English was very impressive. So Mr. Jain is saying about his pastime with the Srila Prabhupada, how he had the talk with him. He wanted to publish, but I don't have any praise and no finances. I told him frankly, I was not able to publish it because it was not one of the 2 volumes but many. But he managed anyhow. I referred him to Atma Ram and Sons. He also used to go there. He was a great master, a philosopher, a great scholar. I used to enjoy the talk. He used to sit with me for 1 or 2 hours, as much as he could afford. Sometime he would come in the morning, 11 or 12, and then sometime in the afternoon he used to come for money. How many copies are sold? So Prabhupada is asking to Mr. Jain, how many copies are sold? Please let me know. So I would pay him. So as much sold, he collected the Lakshmi, and same Lakshmi he is using for printing the more books. Practically, he was not doing very well with the finances at that time. He only wanted that his books should be sold to every library and everywhere where the people are interested in it. So that was the mood of Prabhupada. He was not earning any money, any penny or any paisa from the Srimad Bhagavatam. He would just want to distribute it to the all poor conditioned souls. We used to publish a catalogue every month, and I would advertise his book. Order would be coming from all over the world. So Mr. Jain is distributing his book not only in India, to the all over world. So at least for me, the sales were picking up. If I sold 100 copy of the first volume, then I figured the second volume would be also sold in the same manner. If people are interested in first volume, definitely they will take the second. So that was his mood. But definitely those who would take the first volume would also take the volume 2, because it was the any institution will always try to complete their sets. He used to discuss with me how the volume can be brought out and how many it would take to complete the Srimad Bhagavatam. He was very much interested in bringing out the whole series. So that was the mode of Srila Prabhupada. he was to bring out the all series of Srimad Bhagavatam as soon as possible. Now, Prabhupada different thing is explaining. In January of 1964, Bhaktivedanta Swami was granted an interview with an Indian Vice President Zakir Hussain, who, although a Muslim, had written an appreciation of Bhaktivedanta Swami Srimad Bhagavatam. So Mr. Hussain, Zakir Hussain, has written some nice view and nice thing for the Srila Prabhupada writing, Srimad Bhagavatam. As Dr. Hussein's cordially received the author at the presidential place, Bhaktivedanta Swami spoke of the importance of Srimad Bhagavatam. So once Prabhupada is invited to the president place and they have the discussion of Srimad Bhagavatam. Mr. Hussain, Zakir Hussain and Prabhupada both are discussing. In the cause of love of Godhead, but Dr. Hussain wanted to know how the love of Godhead could help humanity. The question put by the ruler to a sadhu was filled with philosophical implication, but the vice president's busy schedule of meetings did not permit Bhaktivedanta Swami to answer fully. Means to answer some questions we need some space, we need some time. But Prabhupada was so tight because he has some meetings after meeting. So Prabhupada just allotted some 5 to 10 minutes and Prabhupada couldn't answer it fully as he want. So Prabhupada was writing him the full thing from after the meeting. So that happened. For the vice president, the interview was the gesture of appreciation, recognition, the Swami for his work on behalf of India's Hindu culture heritage, and Bhaktivedanta Swami humbly accepted the ritual. Later, however, he wrote Dr. Hussain a long letter. So Prabhupada thought we have not done the right thing, means we have not completed our talk. So I have to say something regarding which I am now telling through the letter. So Prabhupada wrote a big letter. So Dr. Hussain a long letter answering the question he had not had time to answer during their brief meeting. Muslims also admit, he wrote, that there is nothing greater than Allah. The Christians also admitted that God is great. The human society must learn to obey the law of gods. He reminded Dr. Hussain of India's greatest culture asset of Vedic literature. The Indian government could perform the best welfare work for humanity by disseminating Vedic knowledge in the symmetric way. Srimad Bhagavatam was produced in India. It was a substantial contribution India could offer to the world. So Prabhupada was writing again and again. The distribution of Srimad Bhagavatam, distribution of Bhagavad Gita, how much essential to uplift the consciousness of the whole world. Without doing this, we could not do this thing. Same time, in the March of 1964, Krishna Pandit, Bhaktivedanta Swami's sponsor at Radha Krishna Temple in Chippiwada, the Chippiwada place, arranged for him to recite for a few months of Sri Radha Vallabhji Temple in the nearby Roshanpura, Naisalak neighborhood. So beside the Chippiwada, this place is I think from Chandni Chowk is nearby Naisalak, and Prabhupada got a place because every time, because he don't have any place in Delhi, every day he has to go from Vrindavan to Delhi and coming back for his staying, because he had one place only in Radha Damodar Temple. So now, by the mercy of Lord, by the arrangement of the people of Delhi, he got one place nearby Chippiwada place. So that place is still owned by the ISKCON and they have the big temple there. So there he could continue his writing and publishing. But he would also giving a series of lectures. So when Prabhupada was staying at any place, even at that time before going to America, he is giving discourses as lectures morning and evening time. The Krishna Pandit provided Bhaktivedanta Swami about 1500 rupees for the maintenance. So the Krishna Pandit is giving Prabhupada a maintenance Lakshmi, like 1500 rupees. On that time, the 1500 was a great Lakshmi, the great amount. On Bhaktivedanta Swami's arrival at Sri Radha Vallabhji temple, the manager distributed notices inviting people to take full advantage of the presence of Vaishnav Sadhu. So manager of that temple is advertising to all community, all people, those who are coming to the temple. Now we have a very good sadhu. You should take advantage of him and you could hear the lectures and discourses from him. So he is saying that. As resident Acharya, Bhaktivedanta Swami held the morning and evening discourses at the temple without reducing the activity of writing and printing. So in the whole day and night time, the Prabhupada used to write things. And the morning and evening time, he is giving the lectures of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So this was his mood. Now, after March of 1964, Prabhupada got opportunity to meet Lal Bahadur Shastri. So how that is writing. In June, Bhaktivedanta Swami got a opportunized to meet Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri. The meeting had been arranged by Doladram Khanna, Doladram Khanna, a wealthy jeweler who was a trustee of Chipiwada temple, where the Prabhupada was staying, and had often met with Bhaktivedanta Swami there. The old friend of Prime Minister Shastri since his youth, when they had attended the same yoga club, Mr. Khanna arranged the meeting as a favor to Bhaktivedanta Swami. Let the Prime Minister meet a genuine sadhu, Mr. Khanna thought. So Mr. Khanna realized Srila Prabhupada is a really gem, really a sadhu, because he is not doing any activity for himself. He is doing every activity for propagating the message of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It was a formal occasion in the gardens of Parliament building, and the Prime Minister was meeting a number of guests. Prime Minister Shastri, dressed in a white kurta and dhoti and a Nehru hat, and that surrounded by aides, received the elderly sadhu. Bhaktivedanta Swami, looking scholarly in his spectacles, stepped forward and introduced himself and his book Srimad Bhagavatam. As he handed the Prime Minister a copy of Volume 1, a photographer snapped a photo of author and the Prime Minister smiling over the book. Still we have that photo. You can see in the Prabhupada house. The next day, Bhaktivedanta Swami wrote to Prime Minister Shastri. He soon received a reply personally signed by Prime Minister. So Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri himself signed that thing. What? Dear Swamiji, many thanks for your letter. The Lal Bahadur Shastri is writing. I am indeed grateful to you for presenting a copy of Srimad Bhagavatam to me. I do realize that you are doing valuable work. It would be a good idea if the libraries in government institution purchase copy of this book. So that was the quote, that was like remark and review of Lal Bahadur Shastri. Your books are legendary, remarkable, and I thought that every institution of India or all over the world should have your copies. Bhaktivedanta Swami wrote back to the Prime Minister requesting him to buy books for Indian institution. Mr. R.K. Sharma of the Ministry of Education subsequently wrote back confirming that they would take 50 copies of Volume 2 just they had taken Volume 1. So people are very much inspired by Prabhupada's writing. Even the big people like Lal Bahadur Shastri and all Education Minister Mr. Sharma, they were inspired by Srila Prabhupada, and they want to take benefit, and himself they are taking and distributing his books by taking the sets and distributing to the all libraries, all Parliament House and every offices of ministries. That was the thing. So for today we are till here. If someone has some question, you can raise the question. Grantraj Srimad Prabhupada Lilamritam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur